Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the walk around on a 747-400 ERF and I hope you enjoy the ride. And as with most planes, you would think that the engines are the loudest part of the aircraft, but with the 747 it's definitely the air conditioning packs that you hear screaming above everything. And here in the front of the nose gear is the panel that I can connect my headset to the flight interphone system of the aircraft, so I can communicate to the pilots that the chocks are in place and that they can release the brakes. And this is also almost the moment that they give me the status of the aircraft. This one is okay, no complaints, so we'll do the walk around, do the usual fueling testing that is required for the pre-flight inspection, and then it will depart again. And as with every walk around, we'll start at the beginning of the aircraft, and it is always the nose. We'll inspect the nose for any damages, also the pitot static ports, the pitot tubes, if there are any damages, bird strikes, what you can see and what you can find. And then we'll go up to the nose gear. As I inspected the nose gear already on arrival, we'll go on to the fuselage, and from the fuselage we go to the engines. And just with the walk around, we just check the general status of the aircraft. There are no visual damages, no leakages, so that we can go for the next flight. And pre-flight inspection is not really made to find the major problems that can be found during like a heavy maintenance check on the structure, because then you'll need to open panels, etc. And then the walk around and turn around is going to take more time than necessary. That's done on hours, on flight cycles, but not on this moment. And we're here, we'll inspect the fan of engine number 3. You see that the spinner paint is not all there anymore due to the erosion. That will have to be fixed in the next heavy maintenance. Generally we'll just inspect the engine of no visible damages, and if there are no fuel, oil or hydraulic leaks on it. And then we go on to engine number 4. And here on the wings you see a lot of static wicks sticking out, and this is for dissipating the static electricity during flight that is built up with the friction of the air. And it also helped dissipate the charge of a lightning strike. And at this wing they're all there. You can have a couple of them missing if needed. And I will inspect the flaps. Here we have the inboard aileron and the inboard flaps, and then we'll move on to the right hand main landing gear. Here we'll check that the wheels are still within the acceptable limits and that we don't have any damages and hydraulic leakages. And after the right hand main landing gear, we go to the right hand center gear. And then we'll stick our head into the wheel bay. As of most airplanes, you don't really need to inspect the wheel wells because you have no access. You don't really need to open the door for that. But with the 747, you just stick your head in and you can have a look around. It's always good to do it. You never know what you find. The uplock of the body gear, some ducting for the air conditioning to the aft cargo, flaps, lead lines, and many things more. And after inspecting the right hand gears, we'll move on to the tail section of the airplane where we can inspect the stabilizer, elevator, vertical stabilizer rather, and the APU section. And let's also glance back a little bit to inspect the upper side of the right hand wing. Then under the aft door you see a big hole in the aircraft, and then that's the left-hand outflow valve. This is for the cabin pressure regulation. Here I'll check the top of the left-hand wing, and then I'll move on to the left-hand body gear. And we'll do there the same as we did the right-hand side. Check if the wheels are still okay. Here we have no leakages, no damages, and we'll stick our head into the wheel well for a quick glance. And from the body gear we go to the left hand main gear. And there we do the same. We'll just check if the wheels are okay, within the acceptable limits. And no damages, no leakages. And then we'll move over to for the inspection of the left hand wing. At the wingtips I always have a quick turn around and just check the fuselage, as you have a little better view on the whole structure of it. You wouldn't see any big damage, small damages of course, but if it's big or very unusual, it's just what your eye catches. And then we'll move on to engine number 1. And once we have done the inspection of engine number 2, we'll quick the left hand side of the fuselage, and then we'll move up to the cockpit. Hello. Thank you. And here in the cockpit I'll check in for any status messages. The one unreported by the crew. And then I'll check the oil quantity, if there need to be any oil added to the engines, which is not. It's also very nice that the 747 is not an ETOPS aircraft, so we don't need to keep on topping up the engine or do full. Here you see one status message, that is that the engine number 3 reverser is inoperative, but that was already logged into the tech log. And then in the cockpit I'll perform a couple of tests. One test will be the standby power test. And for that you need to pull one circuit breaker. That I'm doing here. Turn on standby power. Check if all the display stays on, and that you have the drainage of the APU and main battery. And after that we'll do the engine and cargo fire test of the aircraft. you maybe have noticed, the fire test failed on forward and aft cargo. And that is mainly because of moisture in the detectors due to the humidity here in Miami. So I'll raise the temperature of this cargo bays, and then after about 30 to 45 minutes I'll perform and reset and test of the detectors to see if the fault eventually clears. This maybe most of the time does the job for that. And here you have we have a look around in the upper deck of the cargo airplane. It seats 6, and then at the end you have 2 beds where the crew can rest during the flight. Galley, most important there is the coffee machine, the toilet. Pretty basic. The freighter has a chemical toilet, not a vacuum system installed in this one. Here the emergency exit. And here we have a quick look into the bedrooms. One bed here. And another bed. It's pretty comfy if you sleep there. So after a while of raising the temperature in the base, I'm performing the fire warning test again, and this time the test passes and all status messages are cleared. In the meantime that I was busy in the cockpit, fueler had arrived and fueled the aircraft, give enough fuel so he can disconnect, and I'll walk to him, check if everything is on board, and I will help him out get him from under the wing. Now that all the inspections and tests are performed, the aircraft is fueled. It's also ready to sign off the aircraft, so it's ready for its next stretch to Bogota. And I hope that you like this video. Give it a like. If you like the channel, do a subscribe. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment. And I'll hope to see you the next time. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.